Hey YouTube, Jeep and Bubba here, and boy am I excited. I've been talking about it for a long time, and now it's finally happening. I actually cannot believe it's happening, but it's happening. I am headed to South Dakota right now in my Jeep. Let me tell you a few reasons why I can't believe it's happening. One, I never thought I could convince my family that we should take a trip to Rapid City, South Dakota, so we can go to the Badlands, the Black Hills, and just all around check out that whole area. Never thought that would happen, but we're all going, and I'm very excited. The second thing I didn't think was that I would be driving an LJ up there. I'm super pumped to be taking the LJ, but I literally finished the brakes on it last night. I just did the rock crawler 3.5-inch long arm, and it took me about 2 weeks of just like nights and weekends just putting it on. I finally got it done, went to bleed the brakes, and one of the calipers of the bleeder valve was stuck, and I couldn't get them all bled, so I had to put a new caliper on last night. I had a bunch of just little odds and ends. The only thing I didn't get finished was I didn't get done wiring my rear locker in, which I think I'll try to do once I get there. But I got the alignment, everything is finally like, I've test driven it about 50 miles or so, and the gears just got done recently, and I just changed the oil, did about 150 miles on them, so I brought some oil to change them on the road as well. So I'm just a little a little excited. I'm so happy the Jeep's running. I feel like this is an episode of Roadkill or something, because we just got this Jeep like a month and a half ago, and I just spent the last 2 weeks wrenching on it, and I'm not even sure how well it's gonna do, but I'm gonna go ahead and get going on my trip. Gonna go fill up some gas, kind of wash the bugs off the front of it, and I'm gonna hit the road, and I'm trying to make it to Rolla, Missouri tonight. I'm gonna be staying up there and then trying to make it the rest of the way the next day. So it's Friday, and I'm trying to get there by Sunday. My wife and daughter and my brother-in-law and my sister is flying in Sunday at 2 o'clock, so I'm trying to be there by then. We'll see how it goes. All right, bye. So as I'm cruising, currently my coolant temperature is rising a little bit, and we got in traffic for a little bit back there, and at idle it actually stays at the normal temperature of 210, and then at highway speeds like 75, 70, it rises up about 230, 240, and then kind of hovers in that range. Now my RPMs have been staying below 3,000 even if I pushed it a little further. I'm wondering if it's a few things. Now I have more weight than normal. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have a good bit of luggage because I'm bringing some up for my sister and brother-in-law, as well as for me and Nicole and Abby. So there's a little bit more weight, but I don't think it'd be more weight than what you'd have if you have a couple people riding with you, so I don't think that is necessarily it. Now I do know I'm blocking some of the airflow that would normally be coming in by having the JCR bumper with worn winch. It's a half sunk winch, so it doesn't completely pull the winch out of the way. So the winch is partially blocking the grill, but not completely blocking the grill. The other thing I'm thinking about, 2 days ago I put some grill inserts on this Jeep. Now they're just little clip-in grill inserts, nothing fancy, they're just black, that's it. And I kind of like the way it made the headlights pop a little bit more, and then also my grill's got some scratches on it, and it kind of covered some of those bigger scratches, and I thought, hey, it's a win-win, it made it look better. But as you can see, I'm running what says 70 on my speedometer is actually 65. So I'm running 65, I got the cruise set, and I'm running just slightly warmer than 210. normally I'm right at the 210, and the only way I can keep it at where it's at right now is by setting the cruise at 65. If I go 70, it goes up another 20 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I got about a half tank of gas. I'm going to keep going at 65 for that half tank, and then when I stop and let it cool down, I'm going to check the coolant. Last night, I noticed a few days back that one of my lower radiator hoses was dripping, so I removed the factory clamp style hose clamp and put in a screw-in style that's got a stronger clamping force, and it fixed it. I double checked it, it fixed it, but I lost a little coolant. I checked it last night, it looked okay, so I'm going to try letting it cool, check the coolant, and then I'll probably remove those grill inserts and just see if that helps. I really like the way the grill inserts look, but if they're blocking some of the airflow, then they gots to go. I'll give you guys an update. We'll see what happens. What's up, guys? So I'm at a gas station right outside of St. Louis, and I'm gonna go about 2 more hours tonight, and then I'm gonna stop somewhere in Missouri. And update on the overheating, I did pull out the grill inserts, and that seemed to help kind of stabilize a little bit more and get air through it. But I think I actually might have a clogged radiator, or maybe a thermostat that's starting to stick. So maybe when I get there, I'll pull the thermostat and swap one in and maybe flush it. I don't know. At night, it's cooled down now. It's like in the 60s, so it actually isn't overheating at all. It's just when it was in the heat of the day at 90, and you know, I got a lot of extra weight with this thing, so I think that was part of it. But I did have an even worse disaster. Everything's been going pretty good, but apparently with the new shocks that I just got from Rockcrawler, the orientation of the Schrader valve that's on the top, it's for putting nitrogen in or servicing them to release pressure, or even to add a bypass. Apparently it needs to be turned a specific way, and I turned it the wrong way. So the first time you hit a bump, it snapped the Schraders off both my shocks. And since this was my first test drive, me actually driving this trip, I didn't know that, and I lost all the oil and all the nitrogen in both my rear shocks. So now my rear is pretty loose. I cleaned it up, degreased it, put some duct tape on it to hopefully keep some pressure in, but it's pretty bad. So Rockcrawler's working on getting me the parts to fix that while I'm in South Dakota, and then I'm gonna see if I can find maybe like a full parts or an off-road shop tomorrow on my way to South Dakota, just to get some cheap maybe pro comps or something to throw in the back, just to get me through half the week or something. It's drivable, but it is a little bouncy, especially with the weight of the luggage I have. But I should be hitting the hotel soon, and with any luck, we'll be getting to South Dakota tomorrow. All right, we'll see you. Hey guys, it is 2:30 in the morning, and I'm staying at a place called Studio Z in St. Roberts, Missouri, and I am exhausted. I've been driving about 12 and a half hours today, which isn't that crazy long, but I didn't get that much sleep the last couple nights working on the Jeep. Got up early, worked on the Jeep all day, and left around lunch. Anyways, we had a bad rainstorm. I fabbed up an exhaust hanger for the new exhaust I had to do for the long arm, and it broke. I had a jam nut that got loose, and I saw that, so I had to tighten that. And these rear shocks are just bouncing, and whew, mechanical error after mechanical error. And it makes it seem like I don't really know what I'm doing. I do, but you have to go and test things and see how things work. And unfortunately, although it looks really cool when you watch an episode of like Dirt Every Day or Roadkill, it's not that fun to experience because there's no one to help me. So I'm going to be doing some wrenching tomorrow and Sunday. Going to sleep in the morning and head out in the afternoon after we do some repairs and do some little maintenance things, and have a pretty big day of wheeling tomorrow. I'm trying to be quiet. But this place is kind of neat. It's called Studio Z, and it's not that big of a hotel. Like, well, it's a big hotel, but it's not that big of a room. It's supposed to be really modern. And I'll leave you with this. This really made me excited. Oh. Have a good night. Hey guys, Bubba here. Well, a new and exciting day along this wonderful road trip. I don't know why I said this is going to be like roadkill, because now it totally is going to be like roadkill. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show, but if not, check it out on the Motor Trend channel or on YouTube. I need new shocks on this Jeep. I need a better exhaust hanger, and yeah, I definitely need to get those two things done. So I'm working on a makeshift exhaust hanger right now, and I started thinking there's not a 4-wheel parts around anywhere close that's not going to be closed by the time I get there. So I started thinking I need a taller shock that has the same mounts as a TJ. Well, a JK has the same mounts, and a JK is naturally 3 inches longer than a TJ stock shock, and I got the ones for a 4-door unlimited Rubicon. So I'm hoping these are actually long enough to work with my 3.5-inch lift. I think they will be. I think they'll be really close, and I'll show you why I need them, because you may say, Brad, it's probably no big deal. This is what I'm living with. Every little bump it hits, and that's what shook the exhaust loose. So anyways, I'm in a little town of St. Roberts, Missouri. I've been to Lowe's and Walmart and a couple of auto parts stores. Got this $2 hat, and I'm gonna do some wrenching. I mean, yesterday's closed because I don't care about getting them dirty. I'm gonna work on this thing for a little bit and hopefully hit the road and make it to South Dakota, somewhere in South Dakota today. I woke up and I was super pumped because I realized I was on the on the historic Route 66, and I'm like, that's neat, and that's awesome that I'm on Route 66. And I went to get a soda and then realized I didn't have my wallet. Last night I got out of my Jeep to check on the exhaust and the jam nuts, and yeah, I lost my wallet in St. Louis. So I had to call my wife today and tell her to cancel all our cards, and she sent me a picture of my ID. Thankfully we had that. She's bringing up a temporary ID here in 2 days, and thankfully I had put $300 away in my book bag, so I have enough cash to get there if I manage it properly. And I've got plenty of beer and water in my cooler, so I'll be fine. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get to wrenching. Let's see how this does. So I got the old, well, not old, brand new, but broken rock crawler shock out, and you can see where it sheared that pin right off. And I'm just losing all my fluid. I put a little duct tape on it, try to keep the fluid in, but it just sheared that pin right off. But if you look, I did pretty good. Literally the same lengths. And I couldn't figure out how am I gonna find like just some cheap off-road shocks. Well, if you ever get in a bind and you have a TJ or a JK, or excuse me, have a TJ or an LJ, and it probably works for a Cherokee too. These JK shocks, they're 3 inches. They're like almost like for a 3-inch lift. So, I mean, they're not perfectly ideal for rock crawling, but they're gonna be great to get me on my way. So I'm gonna get these installed and get going. Hey guys, I'm at a truck stop in northern Missouri, just about to be into Nebraska, and well, I got the shocks fixed today. I got the exhaust fixed, everything from earlier, got it all fixed. Was really riding good, and then I started noticing after about 3 or 4 hours a little bit of like a clunk or something, only with the cruise control on, so I took it off. And then I started noticing at a certain RPM, it seemed like it slipped. And what I think it is because of the bigger tires and the lack of a transcooler on this Jeep. I think the transmission fluid has either got burned up or it's gotten really hot and it's lost some friction modifier, or it's just not working as well. So I stopped and put some friction modifier in it. It's been doing better, but I have to keep it at a certain kind of RPM or I still feel it a little bit. I don't know if most people notice it, but I think what I need to do is change the fluid. But you know, if I wanted an adventure, I definitely have one. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. It's right about 11 o'clock here, and I thought 3 hours from now I'd be pulling into Rapid City, but I'm about 8 hours away. It's been going a lot slower, but I'm still keeping a good attitude, having fun. That's just what the road life's all about. I thought most of this adventure was going to be once I got there and doing some wheeling, but hey, there's been a lot of adventure already, and you gain a lot of experiences, and I think I'll get everything buttoned up by the time I finally get there, be able to wheel it and bring it back, and I'll be good. But we'll see. Keep hanging in there with us. Hopefully get to a hotel or find a place to sleep for a few hours here in the next couple hours, and then in the morning hopefully be rolling through South Dakota. Let's see. Stopped at a truck stop right outside of I'm about 40 miles from Sioux City, Nebraska. I hope the trip home was a whole lot less eventful. I'm gonna get a couple hours sleep. It's about 2 in the morning. It's kind of chilly, and hopefully the transmission does a little bit better tomorrow. We'll see. Good morning, YouTube. I'm in Sioux City, Iowa, and I'm at a Walmart. Well, sort of. I'm behind the Walmart, and I got this nice get up for 12 bucks in there. Sweatshirt and sweatpants because it's kind of chilly here, and all the clothes I have are kind of nice, and I don't want to get them covered in transmission fluid. Yeah, I'm about to change the transmission fluid. I didn't get a filter because, well, quite frankly, I've got $20 cash left, and I've got a couple BP gas cards, so I'm going to have to hit every gas station or BP gas station the rest of the way in, or I'm not going to have any money left. So I didn't want to go and buy the filter for 30 bucks because I was just short. So I think this will help, though. I think if I change fluid, and I got some Lucas, I got 1 quart of Lucas and the rest is ATF plus 4, I should be fine. So hopefully I can change this real quick. Thankfully I did bring some RTV with me and tools, so I'm going to swap this real quick, and hopefully it's no big deal and I don't bother anyone out in this field that is for sale, and this lot seems abandoned. So I do have an oil catch that I bought, so I won't be just dumping it in the environment. I have a funnel and I'll pour it back into the jugs and go dispose of it in the right place, get some breakfast, and hopefully hit the road. I got about 6 hours left. Hopefully have a good day. Alright guys, this is serious. I'm on the side of the road and I'm about 100 miles or so from Rapid City, and I've got about 60 miles worth of gas, and I have $4 and I have a couple BP gas cards, but I do not think there's going to be a BP between now and then. I can't find one online, and every little town has like one gas station, and they all seem like they want to be Sinclair or Cinex, and I haven't seen a BP in like 200 miles the last time I completely filled up. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I can make it. It's gonna be close. Should I go no AC? Should I just barely crack the windows? I don't know. Maybe run AC and then the windows up, it's more aerodynamic. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I didn't make it on the gas I had or the money I had. But I stopped at an exit and was gonna try to buy gas using Google Pay, or to see if they would just let me use a picture of my credit card, which that did not work. I had to drive to the next station, which was about 5 miles away, and they did not have the NFC scanner at either gas stations at that exit. And there was a Dollar General where I tried to buy like a Visa prepaid card, and the girl couldn't figure out how to make it work, and it was just difficult. So I risked it, and I went to the next town, which was like 12 miles away, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make it because the needle's just buried on my gas gauge. And somehow I just rolled in on fumes, and they did accept Google Pay, so I was able to throw 40 bucks into the tank. I only got 70 miles to go, and I got 3/4 of a tank. I probably should have filled it up a little further, but I think my max is like 50 on there, and I was getting some other stuff with it, so I'm just glad. I probably got about 150 miles worth of gas, so I can get in. Man, what an adventure it has been to get here. I cannot wait to get to my room and go to sleep. I literally have had, I don't know, 8 hours sleep on this trip, and only 3 of those were last night. So yeah, no sleep, cranky Jeep, and you know, it's a fun adventure. If you survive to tell it, it's a fun adventure. All right, hopefully it's uneventful for the next 70 miles. Well, that's it, folks. I made it. Woo! 5:35 p.m. on Sunday. Oh, wow. That's 48 hours ago I started driving this way. And only 8 of those were sleeping, and most of those were wrenching, as you guys know. But hey, I made it to the hotel. Safe and sound. And I passed an Amco on the way in. Maybe I should get those guys to check it out. Anyways, everything seemed to be doing good as I end the day, and just glad to be here. So stay tuned. There's wheeling to come, but for now, we'll be seeing you.